Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a new Football Stooges episode. Welcome back from our little hiatus as we took. It's been semi-quiet in the NFL as far as news has gone. However, we do have a lot of stuff coming at you with a couple interesting releasings of two, still, in my opinion, very good players that could affect teams and even take a team from a decent contender to a major contender. So we'll talk some about that. As always, USFL news, and seemingly as always, Antonio Brown news. This will be a shorter episode today. We're in the height of the NFL offseason, which is where everyone starts going crazy because they don't have football. Basketball and hockey just ended, so the only sports to watch are, boring ones. So people are talking about Stetson Bennett being the next Tom Brady because he threw three straight completions at OTAs. So people are off their fucking wazoo, if you will. So hopefully we'll be able to give you the important news and cut out all the shit. Anyway, as always, this is the Football Stooges, and as always, we have a group of compatriots around me that are the absolute best at stupefying the sport to hilarious levels. Here comes the one and only man who's never missed an episode. It's Mastodon.
You can't talk right now. I'm making piss.
And there he goes, just absolutely chugging. Oh, and we lost K-Duff again. Holy shit. We have one of our fellow compatriots in Stoogery is having internet issues, so hopefully those fixes
I guess the music wasn't going through the mic.
No,
okay, that's
it
right.
wasn't. Oh shit.
Okay, damn.
So what if you can see the dark inside of me?
But I was playing Cannibal Corpse.
Oh my god. Is he coming back? Because if not, then when I put other people... There we are. There we are.
K-Duff.
He's back. Hopefully his internet's working. Anyway, speaking of reliable internet, the man who always has reliable internet for his servers, it's Mamba.
Hell yeah, brother. That's always reliable. But
always reliable.
I got my trusty water. So hold on.
In that same bottle as always. I got my flask. I actually got this when I was on that vacation. I got this in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
I got lemons in here. That's lemon water.
Lemon water.
Oh. Lemons.
All right.
Lemons.
The next guy on our list is the guy that I don't think ever drinks water. It's Gorlami.
Oh yeah.
Where am I? Beer is my water, motherfucker.
There he goes, just straight down in it. What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck does that mean?
Because they don't.
You can't say that.
That's all
Bleep
they
it
drink.
out.
Beers is cheaper than water there. I'm telling you.
Shut the fuck up. My sister-in-law's father would down like whiskey straight from the bottle.
Wow.
He had a turkey leg, or it was a wild turkey. That's what he would drink.
Out of pocket comments, Mamba 1, everyone else 0, and the one and only
I fucking cut my lip.
one and only resident Patriots fan, it's K-Duff.
Is his internet down again?
It's okay though. How's the weather over there? How's the Patriots doing? Would you like Tom Brady back on the Patriots?
Got your dude, sir.
How about them Red Sox?
How about this?
He's not moving. He ain't moving.
I got down the air conditioner.
What are we doing, man? What are we doing? We take a break for like 3 weeks and we come back and it's just pandemonium.
Come back and a Mastodon downs a Yingling. I shotgun a beer.
Cut your lip. Mamba just makes Mamba just slandering Mexican people. And then K-Duff just is in sheer shock. Hasn't moved.
He's still pissed at the Celtics and the Bruins.
Yes, everyone pissed at the Bruins. Celtics at least came back a bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and start talking on some news. We'll start with the shittiest and dumbest news first. This comes from Dov Kielman of the NFL Twitter world. Update. The Arena League football team of Antonio Brown's Albany Empire has officially been knocked out of the league. Oh, also, everyone's now separated. So
It's fine. We'll look at your
Browns ownership.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Browns ownership has been filed with a scandal since he bought the team. The decision was reached after an emergency conference call of the members in good standing to discuss the Empire's failure to pay their league's mandated overdue assessments. Each team is responsible to pay 1/7 of the league's operating budget via monthly assessment in April. The Empire's owner, Antonio Brown, who was fined $1,000 for conduct detrimental to the league for his recent public comments, Mr. Brown refused to pay the fine. After acquiring the Albany Empire, Brown paid the Empire's April assessment. The team then failed to make their May 15th assessment payment last week, and before the Empire's game in Orlando, the league was notified that the April assessment was being challenged. The payment was subsequently credited back to Mr. Brown. The league informed his accountant, Alex Guneris, I believe, who was in previous communications, requested that the league communicate directly with his accountant regarding financial obligations with the Empire. The Albany's accountant was then informed of the league's attempts to collect the delinquent assessments, and when he communicated to the league that he didn't seem like Mr. Brown was going to pay the assessment or the fine. Once the league was alerted of Mr. Brown's intentions, an emergency conference call was set up. During the call, it was decided to give the Empire until Thursday at noon to make the payment, after which time the league would be forced to cancel their home games with Jacksonville and terminate their membership in the National Arena League, effective immediately. Unfortunately, Mr. Brown has failed to meet the deadline to his teams, and he has required financial obligations. As a result, the league has terminated his membership agreement. TLDR, because of Antonio Brown's incompetence and just level of I don't want to do this, the Albany Empire Arena Football League have been removed from the league forcefully.
He paid how much for this team?
Investigative reporter Mastodon, go.
Right. So you're asking for Antonio Brown spying
this
at
guy
him?
just like
how much did he pay?
Out of his dick or some shit or what?
Oh, that cut hurts. Oh, fuck.
What, you pissing beer out of your dick now?
No, it went into the cut. We ball.
Is it just me or is Discord all buggy?
It's not just you. KDEF's having issues too, I guess. But
wait, Lab, is that Bethel College?
Yeah, my brother went there actually. Oh my god.
I print a bunch of stuff for their bookstore at my work.
Oh really? Nice.
All right,
not that one, but not that one, obviously. But
do we got numbers on?
Yeah, do we have anything?
I'm trying to find it. It's weird. They're just talking about this thing and then random other shit.
Wait, let's assume he paid $5 million, right? Is that accurate?
That sounds about what
it's arena fucking football. I mean, yeah. It's weird. I mean, you buy a team for the purpose for being in the league for the long run, and then you pull this dumb shit like
what the fuck? What
actually,
the
what's gonna happen?
fuck?
What's gonna happen to the players?
Whoa!
Wait, what?
What happened?
What
Whoa!
What happened?
Am I finally back?
No.
Yes, you are.
According to report by Abigail Rule in TimesUni.com, co-owner Mike Kawarda has sold his 47.5% stake in the Albany Empire to Antonio Brown for a US dollar.
Oh yeah, this was like old news.
For a single George Washington.
And then he couldn't make the regular payments after that.
Yeah, you couldn't pay for anything after
so
that.
he only paid $1 for a majority stake in this team.
I think you could tell that it was just going to go all down.
I mean, 47.5 isn't majority. 47.5 is majority if one other person owns the rest, but
if it's three other, like if it's
right,
a group,
if it's two others, then he has majority. So wow, it's what's. Oh my god!
Excuse me. What?
Listen, here's a quote that aged like milk. It's what's best for the brand, the community, the arena, the country, the fans, and the players. Said the former.
Exactly.
What a fucking idiot! Why would he sell it for only $1?
And then make this statement.
It's
Oh,
probably
we all
it,
do.
it
We
has
all
to be
do.
worth
man.
more than $1. Come on, that's stupid.
I think he just didn't want to deal with it.
That
or
team
with
was
Antonio
set
Brown.
up for failure to begin with.
Ooh, wee.
I don't think I've seen a team like just completely nosedive this hard since last year's Rams. It's completely awful.
What about the Coyotes?
Oh.
Well, I mean, the Coyotes have just been a complete shit show since their inauguration.
Okay.
With the Bruins in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or the Bucks in the playoffs.
Fuck you, Boston. Fuck you.
All I will say is, if I had a nickel for every time
We lost
Oh
him.
no.
full team
Lost.
after embarrassing Boston earlier in the playoffs.
If you had a nickel for what, Kata?
I think what he was gonna say
What
is
did
if
you
he
had
had
a
a
nickel?
nickel for every time a Florida team
Did I
embarrassed.
crash again? Are you?
Almost.
Almost.
I'm
What you
back
were
now.
going to say is if you had a nickel for every time a South Florida team upset a Boston team, you'd have 2 nickels, which is weird, but it happened twice.
Especially in a winter sport. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck,
Correct.
dude?
Thank you.
In a
And
winter
no thanks to
sport.
my internet that seems to just be sucking dick right now.
Just like the Bruins. Okay.
What you
Anyway.
got that flask, dog?
Good old beam, buddy.
Oh, anyway, DeAndre
Ooh.
Hopkins and
Yeah,
Andrew
we'll get to those two. We'll get to those 2 cuts recently. I want to talk about the failure that's Madden. This is their new Madden cover art. It's gonna be Josh Allen. It's great for Bill's quarterback to be there. Josh Allen really deserves it. But tell me what's wrong with this picture.
It's on Madden, so he's cursed now.
No,
Oh,
Supposedly Patrick Mahomes broke the curse.
He's the only white guy.
no.
I don't.
He's
Ah, are you shitting me,
Damn,
Madden?
Josh Allen
You gotta
has the face mask that is the traditional quarterback face mask, which is the bars down the side, and then it has the 2 bars in the middle. But what they don't realize, and what they didn't edit, probably because it came across as teeth, which would look weird, is that his face mask has the 2 bars at the chin and right at like about the upper lip, but then there's a second bar right below that upper lip line, right across the front of the mouth, and that double bar up here that a lot of quarterbacks have. Madden edited that lower bar and removed it and photoshopped in the rest, and they didn't do it all the way. They didn't do it all the way over. They did it all the way on this side. Like, you can see where it starts right there, that nub on the left, right? On Josh Allen's right side. But on this left side, no. And you can see also...
Dude, that's just his commentary microphone. What the fuck are you talking about?
And you're talking about this, too? Look how bad his face is edited into this into this helmet here. This entire side of the
You can
helmet
still see
inside
the
here is
sheen,
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking
this is
hell.
entirely fake in here. This inside of the helmet, they edited this.
Oh my god.
This is
What
horrible.
are you doing?
I'm not good
I
at
never noticed
Photoshop.
that.
This is horrible.
My connection right now is
EA
better than that.
being EA. God,
And
they should hire me instead.
This
Fuck
guy
the
back
Blue
here
Buttons.
looks like he's got the flannel on, and for some reason this looks like part of his hat up here, like he's wearing a big like cowboy hat. Does that not like look like the guy in every Adam Sandler movie? Just like, you can do it, kick his fucking ass.
Why isn't there like
Kinda.
one person
Yes.
wearing a glove in the entire picture?
It is Buffalo. Yeah.
Judging by how you're dressed, it's not that cold. Why are you wearing a glove?
These look like actors that they got to play Buffalo fans in a movie about the Buffalo Bills.
Losing their
They
fourth
don't look
Super
like
Bowl.
real Buffalo fans, you know. But yeah, that is that's the Madden cover. That's not going to be good for Madden. Anyway, before we get into the USFL stats, let's talk about the NFL. The 2 big news, I mean, again, like I said, the one thing I don't get every year is when OTAs and these practices start, the NFL media world freaks out. Have you guys seen reports of like, oh, Mac Jones is on his revenge tour. He just made 6 consecutive passes in OTAs. Or Stetson Bennett is the next Tom Brady. He just completed 7 straight passes in a 2-minute. Like, it is practice. It's good they're practicing hard, but like, whoa.
I mean,
There's
Mac Jones is definitely
there's no
gonna be.
pressure there.
Mac Jones, once he
Yeah.
gets in game, is going to snap in half, like how
Well,
Mike
I will
White
say
got
this.
snapped in half.
Well, Mac Jones is going to be better because they don't have Patricia as offense coordinator with Joe
Yeah.
Judge. So that's automatic
Yeah.
upgrade right there.
There are, yeah, it is a definite upgrade for sure.
Matt
Guy who
Patricia having
cost
to
us
throw the
2
game to get
days
his
and
parlay.
$500,000 because he kept him too long.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That was like the news I heard.
We lost him.
Joe Judge cost us like 2 days of OTAs plus $500,000
yeah,
because
a lot
like
of
he
money.
just kept players too long. Yeah,
Oh,
he kept players too long, more than the league allows it for.
Yeah, like for instance, they didn't cut when they were supposed to. Like they weren't going to do it, but recently the Raiders had the option to cut for no charge Jimmy Garoppolo because he failed his OTA physical because he couldn't do it because he still was having recovery from his foot surgery. So a lot of the times also with the Patriots in that sense is that they didn't cut their players at the right time. The deadline passed. They still owed them money. So, and then they cut them still eventually. And because they did that, they still lost money because they did it at the wrong time. But yeah, besides that stupid NFL news, the two big points out of the NFL is we talked about it 3 weeks ago before we went on a little hiatus. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be moving on, but for some reason he did not get traded. He got cut, which was an interesting move we'll talk about, and also Dalvin Cook got cut, not traded, cut. Let's go ahead and start on. I guess DeAndre Hopkins is the best place to start.
okay. I want to say I was talking to a friend about it. He's like, yeah, because no team was going to give up that much to trade for him. I'm like, what? You're not going to trade at least like a pick. Like the Cardinals could have got something out of it. They got nothing.
Or like the Eagles?
I don't know about the salary cap. Like the Eagles, maybe, but it's just a matter of salary cap.
Right. The craziest thing is I'm looking at like the age of these two guys. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is 31. As a wide receiver that's a little older, some wide receivers are still good late into later years. Obviously, like the best wide receiver of all time, Jerry Rice, was phenomenal until he was almost 40. But at the same time, DeAndre Hopkins is still a very, very good wide receiver. He in 2020, which was a couple years ago at this point, but still, that's only 3 years. He was the second team All Pro and a Pro Bowler. I mean, still a phenomenal wide receiver. I don't see why the Cardinals couldn't get something for him, but because they didn't trade him, we can assume the Cardinals kind of know what they're doing. Maybe nobody wanted to trade for him. Maybe nobody was willing to give the Cardinals enough, but I would still feel like something is better than nothing, right?
Yeah, that is true. Something is better than nothing. At least picks.
Well, I wouldn't say they know what they're doing because cutting them to save them $8 million in cap space also gave them 22 in dead cap. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I feel
also,
like that's a bit of a mistake.
they're probably starting a rebuild. I feel like Zach Ertz is going out the door. J.J. Watt's retired. I feel like they're going to go with Kyler as the quarterback of the future, which is a bad idea, but at the same time, they're trying to build younger talent around him instead of trying to make Kyler play up to the older talent. That makes sense.
Also, trying to say that the Cardinals being smart, the owners getting like I don't know if I say in trouble, but like sued for like defamation or some other shit from past coaches.
Interesting.
Yeah, hearing stuff like that too. I don't exactly remember what it was about that. I don't think I have it written down in my notes here.
I mean, but if the Cardinals are doing a fire sale and they're going to start over, that means Zach Ertz is on the trade block. That probably also means Budda Baker is probably on the trade block.
But they declined his. They
No.
declined his trade thing. He wanted to be traded. Cardinals like, no, we're not trading you.
Well, yeah, it was either make me the highest paid safety in the league or trade me, and I guess they want to try and do something with him.
I mean, Budda Baker's 27. Not terribly old for a safety. Still very good. Still one of the better safeties in the NFL.
Still on the OK side of 30.
Yeah. He was second team All-Pro 2021, and his last Pro Bowl was 2022. So it's been a year since he's been a Pro Bowler. He probably wasn't a Pro Bowler because he was, in Arizona. So, I mean, I don't know. This kind of perplexes me from the Cardinal standpoint, but at the same time, I mean, maybe they just want to restart and they don't think they were going to get anything good enough. They reached out, they talked to other team members, and they didn't get anything good enough. So,
I mean, it could have also been that they wanted too much for him.
yeah, they had their ceiling set
Maybe
way
that's-
too high.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they weren't getting the answers they wanted, and then just said, "Well, we're not going to get anything for him. Cut him."
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's the Cardinals. Not really have made the best
It is the
decisions. Yeah, they haven't really made the best decisions in a while. So,
Yeah, they're
with
they're
With
The
that
front
being
office.
said, DeAndre Hopkins has visited a couple teams, and teams that he showed interest in and has gone to some workouts and camps with have been the Titans and the Patriots. He said he wanted to go to teams that were Super Bowl contenders. I think it's safe to say neither of those teams are really Super Bowl contenders, even though we got a
Neither of
Patriots
them
fan in the
are.
building.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. For Super Bowl contenders that could use them, the big Super Bowl contenders right now: Bengals, Bills, Niners, Eagles, Chiefs. Any?
It's probably Super Bowl contenders that could actually afford him.
Well, I mean, am I missing Super Bowl contenders? I'm just
yeah.
listing. I'm listing Super Bowl contenders. Are there any others?
They said Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles,
Niners.
Niners.
Yeah, I was gonna say 49ers. Could we? I don't know if we could put this, but Jacksonville is a possible. Maybe I don't.
No,
It
they're
feels
not
weird.
old. They're not
No.
experienced enough yet. And then I mean,
no.
okay, and then
Nothing
the
against them.
Jets. The Jets, if everything clicks and works, sure, they're a dark horse. So, but even then,
would go with the Jets.
But then, if you look at those 5 locks for Super Bowl
I mean,
contenders,
if you count Dan Campbell's wet dreams, the Detroit Lions are one.
yeah.
Well, no, they have doing
Honestly,
better than Green Bay.
I think if every player
Fuck you,
on
Maston.
if every player on the
Fuck you.
Lions did dip like Dan Campbell, they'd win every game. They'd
You
just
know
be
what? You know what?
unstoppable.
I hope Jalen Hurts breaks his pinky.
Oh, that's just weird.
That's
On
actually a
his
good throwing
non-dominant-
finger.
On his
you
non-dominant
want
hand.
that.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
want
No, on his
that.
non-dominant hand.
That's a holding hand. Tuck rule.
It gets a
Mike
tuck
broke-
rule with a broken pinky.
But dude, I broke a pinky before. That shit sucks.
Yeah, it's
It
painful.
hurts.
Especially when you have a cleat and a baseball and your fingers in the middle of it.
$1 million.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I broke my finger.
But like of those 5 Super
It's
Bowl
not.
like contending locks, right? The Bengals probably don't want him.
Not.
They have a deep enough roster at the wide receiver position as it is, unless he wants to play tight end, which he can't. Then the Bills probably interested. He would pair well along
so.
Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, and also Dawson Knox and the tight end they just drafted. That'd be a really good receiver room. Do they have the cap space for it? We'll see. So that's one. The Chiefs, yes. But they also just recently signed John Ross III. Their receiver room is pretty full, but he would definitely be one of the better receivers on that list. If they can afford
It doesn't
him.
matter who they. It doesn't matter who they have.
I mean,
receiver,
yeah,
they
it's
gonna win
Patrick
Super Bowl.
Mahomes. Yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes.
We lost
Um,
Tyreek Hill. Oh my god, they're gonna suck.
Yeah.
Win Super Bowl.
The Bills,
They-
I also
they
think
took-
are a little more like less out of it because they just signed Ed Oliver to another like $68 million extension. So
They
Yeah.
took our like
Feel like
number
that.
6 receiver, and all of a sudden he was playing good in Kansas. Like, fuck.
Yeah, and then if we look over
San
to
Fran.
the Eagles, the biggest issue with the Eagles is yes, they could use another receiver. I think their only very good receiver right now, or target for passing, is AJ Brown. That's their only
Man.
good target. I
Devontae
think.
Adams. Not Devontae Adams. Devontae Smith. Devontae. Or,
I give him
I
credit.
mean, as a number
good wide
two.
receiver.
I'll give him
as
credit.
a number two, he's as a number two.
He would be a number 4 in Cincinnati. T. Higgins
I think
and
they got
Tyler
Jamar
Boyd are
Chase.
both better. And T. Higgins and Tyler, he's okay. If he's your second option, that's not great. I'll say that. Like
All right, let's-
Alan
let's-
Lazard,
let's-
Alan Lazard is a
Jamar
good
Chase.
wide receiver. If Alan Lazard is your number 1 receiver option, you're not in great positions.
No, he's better as a 2 or 3 because he's more of a red
Exactly.
zone threat than anything.
Right.
Make him a red zone threat. He's really good.
And so the
Take
Eagles,
away Joe Burrow from the Bengals receivers. I feel like they're not going to be as good.
I mean, no, there's always
Specifically
some balancing.
Boyd, specifically Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. But
Very
Also
specific
salary
on
cap.
that one.
with the Eagles, if they have the cap space for DeAndre Hopkins, they'd love to sign him, but they have very little of that to move. And then the Niners, I think the Niners is honestly, if he wants to win a title, that's the best fit, because right now the Niners do not have a tall receiver option.
No, they don't.
They have
They don't.
Brandon Ayuk, who is a great slot receiver. They have Deebo Samuel, who can do it all in the short yardage systems. You go throw him a screen, he can turn a 5-yard game into a 60-yard game, right? He's amazing in that. Christian McCaffrey, who's one of the best running backs in the last 20 years at screens, also is an amazing catching option, a great dual threat back. They don't have any deep threats. They don't have a Terrell Owens, Calvin Johnson type of wide receiver that you can throw the long ball, that can elevate up the ladder, that can, moss guys. You don't have anyone that has that threat, because Ayuk, McCaffrey, and Deebo are all shorter, which is okay. They play to their strengths amazingly well, but at the same time, you'd love to have that deep option, especially on a quarterback that's been as accurate as he has been in Mr. Irrelevant. So
Is Hopkins much of a red zone threat?
Oh hell yeah!
Hopkins
Is he a big one?
Hopkins is not a red. Hopkins is a threat. Just
I was just talking, is he better off in the deep ball? Or is he better off in? I don't care enough about the
He's
Cardinals.
great at
No,
everything.
He's great at everything.
That Bills Cardinals game a couple years ago, where he just snagged something completely out of the air in major coverage.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the Bills and the Niners are the best fits for him. There's not a place for him in Cincinnati unless something gets bumped out of the rotation. There's not a. I mean, and the biggest issue with the Eagles and the Chiefs is cap space, because they're a little iffy on that. But because the Niners aren't paying oodles and gobs of money for a quarterback right now, because they're all still on rookie deals, they might have money for him. And then also, if the Bills can scrounge up enough, because they aren't paying a lot of their defensive players as much as they deserve, they should have enough. So there's that. If not, then he's going to end up on a team that has money and is not going to be in the best position. However,
it might be you think like a middle pack.
Well, if
Or you think it's
Green
towards the
Bay doesn't pull a, then I think that the Jets. If the Jets don't pull, I say Green Bay because it's Rodgers. If the Jets don't pull a Broncos country, let's ride, then I think putting Hopkins on the Jets could elevate them to a contender, because then they'd actually have a really good receiver room. Because you have Lazard at the 2, you'd also move back Garrett Wilson at the 2, Lazard at the 3, DeAndre Hopkins at the 1. Then you've also got an offensive line that's built right. Bryce Hall's coming back, plus Aaron Rodgers. Then their defense was already insane. They had more pieces.
Yeah.
On paper, it looks great. On paper. Now, does paper translate to game?
No.
I don't know. So we'll have to see. Because Nathaniel Hackett's
You
got
got to remember, injuries exist outside the paper.
Yeah. So does Nathaniel Hackett.
And when you got an old quarterback, you got some pretty injury-prone receivers.
Yeah, we've already got a few already. Kyle Pitts, Michael Pittman, Dave Montgomery, all not practicing the past couple weeks due to knee injuries. So
yeah,
that already puts a bitter damper on some of his plans.
I really hope Kyle Pitts can turn it around, because he was one of the players a lot of people were looking at as the next best tight end, and he's fallen off the map the last 2 years. So
The Falcons did not help with that. The coaching did not.
Yes, but also he was
him.
that good on the Falcons. He was that good.
Yeah.
Well, they never throw to him, so.
That's what I mean. They never throw to him.
Yeah, they're wondering why he took a step back in year 2. Mariota never threw to the guy.
Yeah.
Also, what receivers do they have?
I don't think Mariota knows how to throw.
Olamide Zaccheaus.
I thought
They
he was
got
hurt.
Olamide Zaccheaus. Best name in football.
I thought he was injured.
Who?
last year.
On the ground.
Who?
We haven't done that in a while.
Anyway, the other big releasing that we saw, which was kind of a surprise, was...
Not really.
I mean, yeah, not really, but at the same time, he's taken a couple steps back, but still seemed pretty good. Dalvin Cook.
Serviceable.
I'm not surprised.
Dalvin
Yeah,
Cook, running
I'm
back for the
kinda
Minnesota
surprised.
Vikings, was released.
I don't understand that because I could not name you another running back in that fucking room for the. Who else is? Who is going to be your number one now?
Yeah. Maybe there's some locker room issues. I mean, he obviously wanted out. He's older for running back, which is 27, which I still don't get. I mean,
it's just the way it is now because of injuries and some other shit.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, even Derrick Henry looks more like
things will never be the same.
I mean, his last Pro Bowl was 2022, which is the year before last. So I mean, he's still decent. He definitely took a step back, but at the same time, that's one step back and gone. Like, whoa. No. Also, a perfect running back for today's day and age. People don't run the ball, big issue, but at the same time, he's a great dual threat.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great for goal line too. He's not. What was it? Here's the running backs for the Vikings right now: Ty Chandler, who? Alexander Madison, who? Dwayne McBride. No, you don't even have a picture.
What?
And Kene Nwangwu.
Look. All I'm saying is this is good for me and Mamba. This is great for me and Mamba. They're going to handicap themselves. By all means,
Vikings were supposed to. Vikings were supposed to suck last year.
They were.
Look what happened.
They did suck.
They just sucked. They sucked less enough
in the playoffs.
NFC North.
Yeah. So where's the Green Bay and Chicago for that? Come on, get your game up.
We upgraded our line, okay?
Justin
Fields, the line.
You know
Justin
what?
Fields was running for his life
in the NFL.
Justin Fields was running for his life like he was a turkey on Thanksgiving. Aaron Rodgers was breaking his hand and his playbooks because they were both awful. And then the Lions
probably snorting crack.
The Lions couldn't figure out if they were good or bad.
Chugging ayahuasca.
We upgraded the line, okay? We got DJ Moore. We'll be fine, okay?
We have
Skronsky, but that's
we got
whatever.
Dante Foreman, okay, the best running back ever.
And you passed on Skronsky
because he also traded away Dave Montgomery. So all right.
We have
they still have
already lost Amos.
We didn't.
They still have Khalil Herbert. You let Montgomery go, but you still have Khalil Herbert.
Yeah. Now, as far as
when I found out we lost Adrian Amos, I about cried.
Now, Fitz for Dalvin Cook. What are we thinking as far as
seeing?
I've
seeing Miami and New Orleans as the front runners for that right now.
New Orleans,
New Orleans, no.
I don't have Jamal Williams.
Either. I really don't know why either. Everyone's saying that he's going to be a Saint in like a week's time. Why? They already have Jamal Williams. They've got Alvin Kamara if he doesn't.
There's no reason to grab him.
He is from Miami, so I mean there could be some Florida stuff with this with the Dolphins.
No, Miami's also got a pretty full running back room too. So that to me.
But I mean the Bills. They still don't have a running back. They still didn't draft any good ones. And this is a perfect option for a Bills team that hasn't run the football in forever. So great option for them, I think.
I suppose.
I feel like they can swindle a deal with him too.
Yeah, of course. I think they really can.
I mean, you just got cut from a team where you were the only running back.
I would say that a coincidental one, not a hypothetical one, if the Giants don't land a deal with Saquon, maybe.
That's a
very hard
huge downgrade. No offense to Dalvin Cook, but Saquon looked like one of the better running backs last year.
Yeah.
Well, Dalvin Cook's a lot less injury prone than Saquon.
Yes, and like I said, this is only if the Giants can't reach a deal.
Do you take the downgrade in talent and have a guy who's going to be durable, or do you risk it for the biscuit?
I kind of wonder if it was
watch him absolutely obliterate both of his ACLs.
I wonder if it's because Dable actually has a good strength and conditioning program better than fucking Joe Judge and whoever Ben McAdoo.
Yeah,
there could be that. I mean, Saquon looks so much different.
He does. He really does. But yeah, I mean, for running backs, teams that are in contention that need running backs, the Eagles have one. Honestly, the Chiefs have looked pretty solid with their The Chiefs have looked pretty solid with their running backs. The Niners have theirs. The Bengals also now have Joe Mixon and just drafted a really good running back out of Illinois. The Jets have their rookie running back. Maybe bring Dalvin Cook in to be a mentor to Breece Hall. I don't know.
Patriots.
I mean, we already just got to pick up James Robinson.
That's right.
I mean, the Patriots are going to lose 6 games this season at minimum. So,
yeah,
minimum.
You might not even make it to the playoffs.
No, with the Bills and Aaron Rodgers now in the division, no, I'm definitely in the playoffs. My expectations are low as fuck right
now. Yeah, but I mean, he's 27. He still has a lot of potential to still be good for a couple years. And if he's more durable than a lot of other running backs in the league, he could be good for a lot longer because 27 is still a very, very athletic prime of your life, not just your football life, but your life in general. So there's a lot of options here.
Just trying to think any teams.
I mean, if you want to throw him in a 2-back rotation, he'd be great in Dallas. You have a pass-first running back and Dalvin Cook and a run-first and Tony Pollard. Boom, boom.
Good old Jerry Jones wants that Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott.
Well, Zeke's gone.
Do you also trust that offensive play calling with Mike McCarthy taking over the play calling this year now?
No, but at the same time,
check down on 2nd and 25.
Cowboys.
Yeah, what I do trust is the Cowboys' offensive line, which is still very good, and Dalvin Cook behind that, or Tony Pollard behind that. At the same time, call what plays you want. If big guy blocks 2 guys, the guy behind him is going to go further.
You know what you can't trust?
And as long as you don't let little guy act as blocker like the big guys are, like that fucking divisional round last match.
Speaking of big guys, have you guys seen Tua lately?
No.
Oh my god, he's a chunky monkey now. Miami added a lineman at quarterback.
Like muscle or
and it looks a little chunky monkey to me.
Oh.
Like fat ripped or just fat?
Might be a little bit of both, but it looks more so fat.
Always gaining weight.
Let me see. What the?
He looks a little. He doesn't look like skin and bone like he was.
Let me set something up.
He didn't go Eddie Lacy fat, but he's put on some pounds.
Oh yeah, like going Eddie Lacy fat as if he like went from like skinny as fuck to fat bastard from Austin Powers.
Okay, so this is Tua a couple seasons ago, right? And then this is him now.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see a little.
He drank a couple Busch lattes over the offseason.
Maybe he's putting pounds so he doesn't get.
You can definitely
like.
I mean, it's not that. Again, this is like Exhibit A of why NFL offseason reporting is hot dog shit because they're making stories out of nothing. Like I don't see much here at all.
He's a little chunky.
Weight management and strength and conditioning doesn't exist at the NFL.
The arms, I think, got bigger. I think the arms did get a little bit bigger, which
why does it matter?
He's a little wider.
It doesn't matter. Like, let me see if I can find
actually muscle.
All right, now let's compare Eddie Lacy to.
Well, Eddie Lacy is a much different story.
Eddie Lacy is like going from fucking chimpanzee to goddamn orangutan.
Bruh. That's poor choice of words.
Very poor.
Like, look at this. Actually. Look at this. Like, Stenson Bennett, 6 TDs at OTAs.
Okay.
That
was kind of a bad throw.
Who the hell cares?
Wait, scroll back up. Let's
OTAs.
Let's look at
plus also that was kind of
look at that thing wobble.
Yeah.
Let's also take a peek at everything in the background right now. I don't see an arena.
Oh yeah.
I don't see a giant ass stadium with a bunch of.
Also, I see a huge amount of separation.
He really had to die for that.
Is that Cooper? Is that Cooper too? 84?
No, Cooper doesn't wear 84. I don't know who that.
No, he wears one in the teens.
18?
Yeah, I think it's 18.
It is across the body. Like, still impressive performance as a throw. But at the same time, this is an NFL level quarterback. He should be able to do this in his sleep. Like, whatever. whatever.
Hey, do you want to get the Bleacher Report newsletter?
No. I don't even know. I don't even know what we need to cover in the USFL. How many more weeks do we have?
This
Like the
is
fucking
the
standings,
last.
so let's
This
just
is the
do it.
last regular season week.
Alrighty. So, do all the teams get in the playoff?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think
Wow.
so.
Oh my god, losing a record and you're number one.
Hey, look at the Arlington Renegades from the XFL.
True.
You know, the USFL is a whole ass pile of garbage.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention at all. I just have no interest.
Either have I.
Well, I've been busy with
Like,
work.
we have
I had to go on fucking travel to
games
fucking
on at my
California.
work that I never watched.
Oh shit!
So
Sorry, I'm still pissed
I'm
about
busy
the
with
travel.
work too. I'm trying to get transferred into IT.
the Stallions have clinched the play. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But the Stallions have clinched the playoffs. They have not clinched their division. The Breakers still could go above them if that happens, but doesn't look like it. I believe this is also the same as the XFL. Top 2 teams get in. So
I guess.
I believe the Maulers and Panthers are eliminated. Well, actually, no. The Maulers could get in. They're all 3 and holy fuck. So it's all coming down to the wire here.
Between hot garbage.
Yeah.
Can we just let the entire South and then say fuck the North?
What?
Like, can we just let the entire South in and just say fuck the North?
Hey, look, it's the first time the South ever won anything.
Damn. So if let's see here, if New Orleans wins and Birmingham loses, New Orleans could win their division. Then it looks like the Generals and Maulers are both 3 and 6, and they're playing for a position in their spot. And then Philadelphia is at the top of the board, and Michigan's at the bottom at 3 and 6 and 4 and 5 respectively. So if Michigan wins, they could push themselves up and hopefully have a 4 and 6 record, and then there would be 3 teams that would be 4 and 6 because one of these 3 and 6 teams has to be 4 and 6. So we'll see what happens here.
So it goes by the top 2 seeds. So if Philadelphia wins, they are in. They win their division.
Yeah, they're top seed.
If they lose, and everybody else wins, it's a 3-way tie for first at 4 and 6, or 3-way tie. For 4 and 6.
Not everyone can win. It would be a 2-way tie because the Panthers would win and advance to 4 and 6. Philadelphia would fall to 4 and 6, and then one of these 2 teams would be 4 and 6.
Okay, but it's still a 3-way tie.
Yeah, still a 3-way, but not everyone would win. Pittsburgh or New Jersey has to lose. One of them does.
So that's going to be fucking interesting for see what happens.
On the other side of the ball, it's the one team needs to get in. So Birmingham 7-2, they're in for sure. Now, do they win the division? That's all up to if they win and if New Orleans doesn't win. If New Orleans wins and Birmingham loses, New Orleans wins the division at 7-2. So it is all up to New Orleans and Birmingham. The only way Memphis and Houston can get in is New Orleans has to lose, and then Memphis has to win, or Houston has to not have Memphis win. That way, they are 6 and 4 above New Orleans, have the tiebreaker, and then they'll be in with Birmingham. So there's still a lot of moving pieces here. So these playoffs will be interesting to look at. But again, Birmingham looks like to be the favorite. They've only lost 2 games all season. That's all we're gonna do. I'm not gonna look at the stats. The stats on the USFL are so god awful. I don't even want to know.
Hot garbage.
Yeah,
understandable.
That's really all the news we have right now. Unless you guys have anything else you want to bring up.
Do you care about the predictions?
NBA.
No.
Denver won.
Yeah. Congrats to
NBA wins. Yep.
Yeah. Congrats to the. I loved watching that series. It was really interesting. What was that? Nuggets in 5. Yeah, Miami Heat only won a game, so.
Nuggets in 5, and also the Vegas Golden Knights in 5 too.
I thought he did win one. No.
Yeah, 5.
They did. So in 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
5. Okay.
Yeah. It was funny to see Jokic wanted to go home right after he won. Almost didn't want to stay for the parade, which was funny, but
he
didn't even know there was a parade.
He did enjoy the parade. He did say he really enjoyed the parade.
He did say he really enjoyed the parade. So
yeah,
ended up being all good.
Also, god damn it, the Vegas Knights now have the record of the expansion team to have the fastest to win the Stanley Cup at 6 years. It used to be the Flyers with 7.
I think they also I had like a 100-year-old record for most points scored in a series clinching game in the championship round.
Jesus fuck, because it was like 10-3 in the last
9-3.
game. 9-3.
Yeah,
but still, I saw that score. I was like, Jesus fuck. This is when the video was like
we get it at Vegas. You won a cup. Come.
It's crazy. Like my Stars were.
Tell me how
my Stars were what? Game 6 or Game 7 away from pushing it forward.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Game 7.
They could have gone to the Stanley Cup. Man.
Vegas to Florida. Tell me how the grass tastes, little man. Boo.
Yeah, I love that.
And that dude was 6 foot in the video, while the bigger dude was 6'6".
Oh.
So it's not he wasn't a little man. You can show that video.
Man.
Fucking funny.
I think we'll call it there, though. There's not a lot of NFL news in this offseason. So we'll be back maybe next week if there's any news to report. If not, we'll continue to move on until we get closer and closer to the NFL preseason. Looking at that, I think we'll also just keep tabs on the USFL, but not as close as we have been before. So thank you for watching this little shorter episode of the Football Series, but we hope you enjoyed. As always, leave a like and comment down below any questions that you have. We'll cover them in the next episode. But for myself, for Masson, for Mamba, for K-Duff, and for Lami, thank you for watching this episode. Enjoy, have fun, try to weather this offseason and deal with baseball as best you can. And as always,
hey, just remember NASCAR's still going.
No. Not NASCAR. Not NASCAR, no. And as always, remember to run the damn ball. Have a good night.
They're making a little left turn.